Al Sharpton has a very, very checkered past. He has been responsible for false allegations of racism and using the race to try and politically divide people. And you look into his history; it's a very colourful history that he has there, and it goes back quite a while. But the interesting thing is that Al Sharpton, while he used to only be, supported by one or two candidates, this year he's supported by them all. The DNC is literally the party of Al Sharpton this year. Oh, next year, to 2020. So at the end of the day, it's a little weird that he's suddenly got more influential in the DNC. But not only that, but now everybody seems to be running on identity politics. It's like they're linked, but let's jump into it because Al Sharpton has been exposed as a racist, anti-Semitic, homophobic rhetoric. Quotes from Joe Scarborough. Now, I do want to say that Al Sharpton, from my understanding, is mostly tied to the far left. So this could be a case of the deep state or the military-industrial complex trying to squash the far left rebellion. But let's jump into it. Representative Matt Gaetz, I might be mispronouncing that, Republican for Florida, exposed Al Sharpton's history of racist and anti-Semitic rhetoric on Thursday, doing so in part by relaying on past comments by Sharpton's MSNBC colleague Morning Joe co-host Joe Scarborough. As Breitbart News has documented, Sharpton has a long record of using racial and anti-Semitic rhetoric. Many Jews blame him for the exacerbated mob violence against the Jewish community in New York in the 1990s. More recently, Sharpton led protests against the 2012 death of black teenager Trayvon Martin, which he and fellow activists cast as racially motivated, marking the beginning of a decline in race relations that has lasted several years. And it's actually interesting because that Trayvon Martin thing, as far as I know, was not racism at all. Was that the hands up, don't shoot bullshit that they tried to propagate? My understanding of that was that he was in the wrong. I'd have to re-look over it. There's been so many false racist, racial, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, there's been so many accounts of, hey, it's racist, when it's really not. It's just the cops that are doing their job. But yeah. So on Thursday, Sharpton appeared before a congressional hearing on the House Judiciary Committee on politicizing practices. During his turn in question witnessing, Grez referred to a resolution H-Con Res 270, which then Representative Scarborough introduced in 2000. The resolution was called Condemning the Racist and Anti-Semitic Views of the Reverend Al Sharpton. Though it was never voted on, it contains a list of offensive statements and actions by Sharpton as follows. Where the Reverend Al Sharpton referred to members of the Jewish faith as blood-sucking Jews and Jew something or other. Where the Reverend Al Sharpton referred to members of the Jewish faith as white interlopers and diamond merchants. Holy jeez. This guy makes the alt-right look friendly. Whereas the Reverend Al Sharpton was found guilty of defamation by a jury in New York court arising from the false accusations of a former Assistant District Attorney Stephen Pagins, who is white, raped, and assaulted a 15-year-old black girl. So that was, I think, was the false case. Al Sharpton was found guilty of defamation in New York arising from the false accusations that a former So they were false accusations. They're the ones I was thinking of. Whereas to this day, Reverend Al Sharpton has refused to accept responsibility and the express and non-regret for defaming Mr. Pigeons, where the Reverend Al Sharpton's vicious verbal anti-Semitic attack directed at members of the Jewish faith in particular a Jewish landlord, arising from a simple landlord-tenant dispute with a black tenant, inciting widespread violence, riots, and the murder of 5 innocent people. Where the Reverend Al Sharpton fears demagogue incited violence, murder in the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn, New York, following the accidental death of a black pedestrian child hit by a motorcycle of an Orthodox Rabbi Mercham Sessions. I'm getting the name wrong. Where the okay, it just keeps going on. He in Heights neighborhood and merchant next protest with the signs read "White man is the devil." Like, he's just, holy shit. The video, this guy makes the alt-right look friendly. He really, really does. As video requested by Grizz office shows, Sharpton had to omit many of the statements or claim to have no recollection to be responsible for them. He noted in his defense, and that Scarborough works well together. Look, at the end of the day, what's the major takeaway from all this is that this man is working with the vast majority of the 2020 Democrat Socialists. You know, the far left. I think he's actually working with them all. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't know why my camera's so jerky on this one. But yeah, at the end of the day, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. And yeah, you know, it's just really, look, it's just another case of the left being racist. It really is. You know, they go on, they want to claim that the right is the racist and all this sort of stuff. And sure, there's people on the far right who are racist. Yes, there is. You're right. There totally is. But there's also people on the far left. Al Sharpton included. In my view. I've got to say that for legal reasons, I think. But yeah, in my view, Al Sharpton is just as racist as the far right. And look, if you want proof of it, yeah. All these down here. All these cases. And this is only the start of it. So, yeah. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What's your thought on Al Sharpton? Do you think it's concerning that he is working with the far left? Or at the end of the day, do you think it's going to be a benefit to Trump? You know, people you swim with, you hang around with, sort of thing. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. This is video 2 of 3. We're going to talk about Justin Trudeau next, because, oh boy, blackface is apparently, yeah, yeah, that's coming back. But stay tuned, guys. We'll stick to you. Stay tuned, guys, to the next video in the demonetized videos from YouTube, and we'll see you then. Sorry, I'm trying to get back into the swing of it, and I've got a computer on my mind because it's been epileptic and been bipolar, and it's given me the shits. But anyway, see you next video. Talk to you soon.